Hello and welcome to Western Political Thought. Let's begin. What if truth doesn't exist? And even if it did, what if no one could truly understand it? Gorgias, pronounced in Greek, and Gorgias in English. Gorgias was one of the most enigmatic sophists of ancient Greece, believed precisely this about truth when he said that truth doesn't exist, and even if it did, what if no one could truly understand it? Gorgias was a master of rhetoric. He demonstrated that his speech could reshape reality, turning the weak into the powerful and making the unjust appear just. But does this mean politics is simply about deception? Today we uncover the philosophy of Gorgias, the father of persuasive rhetoric and political spin. So who was Gorgias? He was born around 485 BCE in Leontini, Sicily. Gorgias became famous for his extraordinary rhetorical skill. Gorgias traveled across Greece, teaching leaders, lawyers, and politicians how to persuade through speech, an essential skill in Athenian democracy. So, what were his key political ideas? Gorgias took Protagoras' relativism further, arguing that nothing exists, and even if it did, humans couldn't understand or communicate it. Instead, he focused on rhetoric, teaching that words can manipulate perception, sway crowds, and redefine reality. His encomium of Helen is a prime example, defending Helen of Troy by claiming that persuasion, like fate, compels people beyond their control. Gorgias is criticized for certain things. Critics, particularly Plato, condemned Gorgias for reducing truth to a tool of manipulation. In Plato's Gorgias, Socrates argues that rhetoric is merely flattery, which is designed to deceive rather than educate. Does this mean that politics is just about controlling narratives rather than seeking justice? Is Gorgias relevant today? Today, Gorgias' ideas are alive in media, propaganda, and political spin. From election campaigns to social media, we see rhetoric shaping public perception, just as Gorgias described over 2000 years ago. All right. Before we close, let's have a quick summary of basic facts about Gorgias. So, Gorgias of Leontini was born in Sicily in ancient Greece in 485 BCE. He died in 380 BCE. He belonged to philosophical school of Sophism. His main contribution was radical skepticism, where he questioned the existence of objective truth. His political thought emphasized rhetoric as power, wherein political success depends on persuasion and not on truth. His view on justice and law included that justice is shaped by rhetorical skill and not objective principles. His major work included on non-existence, encomium of Helen, epitaphs. He is criticized and accused of manipulating truth for political and legal advantage. Based on his manipulative truth strategy, he remains relevant as he laid the foundations of media influence, propaganda, political speech writing, which is reflected in spin doctoring, social media narrative, and post-truth politics. So what are the key takeaways? Protagoras' relativism influences modern debates on subjective morality, cultural perspectives, and democracy. Gorgias' rhetoric-centered view of power explains media manipulation, political propaganda, and misinformation in the digital age. So, what do you think about Gorgias? Are we living in a world ruled by rhetoric rather than truth? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching.